Hey people, it is Sunday, August 4th, 3:39 p.m. is the time, and the temperature is around 28 degrees Celsius, and I'm here standing on King Street West, and that is at the intersection of King and Simcoe. Can't see any signs on that streetcar. A 503 Kingston streetcar just rolls by. Good thing I didn't assume it was a 504. And this is the August long weekend, tomorrow being a civic holiday, and I have plans to meet a friend at 4:30 at a patio called Say What over in the St. Lawrence neighborhood. And I thought, let's take a walk from here over to there. But I won't be taking the most direct route. I think I'll swing down by the waterfront. Where I am now is just west of the financial district. And here's a street I don't think I've ever recorded on this channel before. This is Emily Street. So we'll start things off on a quieter note. This should connect us down to Wellington Street. In the video I posted this morning, I took a walk along the Mayfair Mews in Yorkville, and I had never recorded there either. Although it doesn't look like we've exactly been missing out on much. That's University Avenue just over there. Things do get kind of quiet on long weekends. Yesterday was the Caravana Grand Parade, and things were quite busy down on the lakeshore. I live streamed through there. I think we'll still encounter a fair number of people down at the waterfront. These are weekends where a lot of people that are local to the city like to get out and go up to cottage country. I know a number of people that are just kind of staying home. This is Wellington Street. Only in Toronto will you see a fairly modern tower like this, with a proposal to redevelop the site into a 65-story tower, 476 residential units, over 14,000 square meters of office, and 160 square meters of retail. And continuing the unexplored part of this area. I think I can go left here. End up on University. There's a new tower that recently went up. That's a 47-story tower. One that has blocked a number of great views of the CN Tower from various spots, including the famous one at Bay and King. So I'm looking at Google. Apparently where I was didn't have a name, but this one is called Heenan Place. And this laneway here, at least according to Google Maps, is called Lane West University North Front. That can't be right. But we'll take this down to Front, which is just up ahead, and then I'll head over to Lower Simcoe Street. Maybe I'll walk down to Harbor and we'll pass through Love Park before heading down to Queens Quay. Things will be quite busy over there towards Union Station. And that's the Loose Moose right there. And there are a lot of Americans in town this weekend for Caravana. Often on big festivals over the weekend, Sunday is the big day. But I think for Caravana, Saturday is the big day because Americans don't have Monday off like a lot of Canadians do, so it makes more sense to have it on a Saturday. At least that's my theory. So here is Simcoe Street. We're going to go south, where south of Front it becomes Lower Simcoe. There's a lot of people who aren't used to navigating these streets. They look like they were looking for where they were going. That building is Simcoe Place. It's a little over 500 feet tall. But prior to 2009, you wouldn't have had much luck going south on Simcoe down towards the lake, as right where the railway corridor is here was blocked off. This opening was constructed back in 2009. Similar to what happened on Dufferin Street, just north of Queen. That was also plugged with a rail corridor on top, and they dug through that. And there's a lot of indigenous art in this underpass. It's 28 degrees. There's a nice breeze today. It's quite pleasant. Yesterday I was sweating quite profusely in the hot, humid, muggy heat. This is Bremner Boulevard coming up. Olympic Park just on the right. Not sure why it's named that. And the Delta Hotel on the left. We get a view of the CN Tower. There's definitely a quieter vibe this weekend than normally, at least outside of Caravana. imagine things are quite hopping over by the base of the CN Tower, where you could also access Ripley's Aquarium. That's quite the tourist hotspot. There's also the Roundhouse right over there with the Steam Whistle Brewery. Surprised this light signal hung on for so long. I did not think I was going to make it. That's Scotiabank Arena off in the distance. You could also access Union Station just over there. I walked along this stretch of Bremner yesterday. So I think I picked a route that was dodging most of the crowd so far. Good job, Johnny. All right, I have 39 minutes to get there. I'm usually quite punctual. This is Grand Trunk Crescent, and the infamous ice towers are right over there, or the ice condos, no doubt. Filled up with Airbnb guests this weekend. I would say if you're staying in this part of town, do venture and get away from it. It's relatively new, the South Core. A lot of gray concrete and condo retail. It's not really representative of a lot of the great neighborhoods in the city. I'll come back and do a detailed South Core exploration video in the near future. I think it's been a while since I've done one. But it is worth noting, much of this stretch south of Front Street didn't exist for much of the 1800s. And we are well south of Front Street now. Between 1918 and 1938, the shoreline was extended a considerable distance. And a lot of the original piers and ports that used to dot this area disappeared. And this is the tremendous eyesore of the Gardner Expressway above. A City of Toronto sign, but I believe it is the province who should be footing the bill. The upgrades and repairs needed. I said I was going to walk along Harbor Street, but it looks like it'll be a lot more interesting if we just head along Queens Quay over to Love Park. There's a look at what you're missing out on. Straight ahead is the Harbourfront Center. This is always a popular part of town in the summer on weekends. In fact, I think there's a festival taking place just over there. Well, we're gonna go east here on Queens Quay West. After a quick pass through Love Park, I'll hop on over to the south side of Queens Quay. A lot of people caught on the median. They were probably let off a streetcar. It's worth noting the 510 streetcar is not running, and it won't be until December. They've increased service of the 509. So if you're going up Spadina, you can take the 509 from Union, get off at Spadina. And then take the Spadina bus north up towards Chinatown. A lot of people with luggage. Maybe they're going to Billy Bishop Airport. But just up ahead is Love Park. That opened in June of 2023. And about a month ago, some knucklehead filled the pond up with blue dye, and the city had to drain the pond. To get rid of the dye, it's got a natural filtration system, so the water is supposed to be green. And you'll notice there's a number of critters throughout Love Park. Quite a nice spot. But let's keep going east here. So at the next intersection, I'll cross over to the south side. Maybe we'll head up through Sugar Beach. think if you were to make a list of regrets of the Toronto waterfront, I think these condos here would have to be at or near the top of the list. These behemoths cut off Queens Quay from the waterfront, although there is a park, Harbor Square Park, on the other side that does give the public access. But they're angled in such a way that they block out much of the sight lines as well, especially looking towards the city from the lake. As a 509 climbs out of Queens Quay Station. I think they were angled this way so the units on the other side maximize their views of the lake. And you get this big, ugly parking garage right here. Now, not to develop your waterfront 101. And the Weston Harbor Castle Hotel is guilty of a similar design. That's a 4-star hotel, and rooms there will set you back over $400 a night. And we've made it to Bay Street. Just under here is where you'd catch one of the ferry terminals, or where you will find the ferry terminal to catch one of the ferries over to the islands, but they're not running at full capacity now. Look north at Bay Street. Guy just rolled his front wheel into my leg. I was going straight, he was on an angle. Thanks. And we'll take a look at the ferry terminal. It is packed. I'm also kind of curious about this drummer. Got my attention. They've added an awning covering up the line, which is nice. Do go online and get advance tickets. Oh, it's not as busy as it appeared to be from back there. A legendary affair. What's that all about?
Following in their footsteps. You got. Oh. For what?
There's Alexandros on the right.
Water taxis to the islands.
And we're at the foot of Yonge Street pretty much. As that person just said, you can get your water taxi to the island. And on a weekend like this is the way I would do it. It's always nice feeling that breeze off of the lake. Let's look north, up Yonge. Condo here on the right is Pier 27. Main tower being 35 stories high. Across the street from the massive Pinnacle development. And this building here, the old Toronto Star building, was supposed to be reclad and have some additional floors put on top of it. I don't know if those plans are still going through or not. There's the NBA Courtside Restaurant. Seems kind of like a gimmicky theme for a restaurant. And we're heading towards East Bayfront. That guy just stepped right in front of a cyclist who's distracted on his phone. Good reaction of that cyclist to anticipate it and avoid him. I probably would have been dinging my bell and giving him some choice words. Maybe something will be going up in this lot soon. This is the Red Path Sugar Refinery coming up on the right. That's been around since the 1850s. Oh, this particular refinery was built in the 50s. And in the 1980s, they closed their Montreal operations and doubled down on their Toronto ones. Here's a future speed demon. Can't hate that.
That's cool.
You are living the beach in Miami. No worry, no problem, no nothing. Cuba, no problem for you, no nothing.
All right, that guy's fucking nuts. That tower is Sugar Wharf. That's a 25-story tower. That features the headquarters of the LCBO. So there's not much. All right, there's not much industry left on the waterfront. That guy's singing Free Fallin'. Doing a little Tom Petty. But the sugar refinery is still alive and ticking. All right, I think in order to not be late, I'm gonna need to go up Jarvis here. I was thinking maybe I had time to go all the way to Sherburne. Or I guess to be more correct, Lower Jarvis is just like Simcoe south of Front. It is Lower Jarvis, and north of Front it is Jarvis. Same goes for Sherburne as well. But I don't think it's Lower York and York. And it's not Lower Bay and Lower Yonge. And sometimes you'll catch a big freighter here docked alongside the refinery. All right, we'll take a quick peek at Sugar Beach. We've got this map here. He said you were complaining so much. She's like, no, I wasn't. Shut up. Chorus Entertainment is on the left, a big media conglomerate. One that I think is not doing so hot financially lately. Every time I walk on sand, I get sand in my shoes. Sorry. I think she was trying to take a picture of the seagull and I just scared it away. It's not a real beach, but it's not to stop people from treating it like one. All right, now I'm playing with fire on the sand. You want to get in front of or walk between those people and their stuff. I don't think I've ever walked around the perimeter of this little beach area before like this. There's the tall ship, the Kahama. Oops, I always do that when it's sunny and I can't see my screen. Should be in the center of the shot. Again, I can't really see my screen because of the sun glare. Friendly seagull. the Portlands off in that direction. All right, we're gonna head north up Jarvis here. Used to be a club straight ahead called The Government. It was also known as RPM. And there was a secondary space called the Cool House at one point, also known as the Warehouse. That was there from 1984 to 2015. It was demolished to make way for the Artscape Daniels building, now in its spot. Killed off by the death of the mega club and the surge in redevelopment in this area. So it's time to say goodbye to the waterfront and hello to the St. Lawrence neighborhood. Neighborhood I used to live in. It's one of my favorite ones downtown. I think this Loblaws has been here since about 2005 or so. And I bet they could redevelop it with a condo on top and the Loblaws on the main floor, they would. There's part of George Brown College. They're also located over where we were, down near Sugar Beach. Great Lakes Brewery doesn't have a lot of action going on in its patio. It says Sunday they're open to 11 p.m. If for some reason we have trouble getting a table up at Say What, maybe I'll suggest heading down here. There's a number of patios up on the Esplanade. It's of course the beer market and Goose Island. There's a number of other patios right next to it. There's one at the Flatiron Firkin. And it looks like my timing sucks. I'm gonna miss this light cycle. I don't really feel like hoofing it. That guy took a few steps out and had the Pocket 3?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I was actually telling her because there's a recording device too. It's metal and it has like 3 mics. It's actually really, really good, but they don't sell. They sell them at stores, so you can get that.
Cool. Well, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Take care.
Good day.
You too. Cheers. Friendly guy, taking interest. I think he was talking about the mic too. Either way, he was friendly. This thing sometimes gets some curious comments. Cross Lakeshore once again. Can we do it all in one go? I don't think so. Ooh, I am getting thirsty and hungry. Quite enjoyed this walk. Something about it, but this is one of my favorite videos I've recorded since coming back from Europe. Still on Lower Jarvis. My friend hasn't messaged, so I think he's running on time. I might tell him I might be 5 minutes late. Deluxe Spa and Lounge. So what I could do is just go left here at the Esplanade and go straight to the patio, but I think we'll take a quick stroll up Market Street, pedestrianized street. And there's the famous St. Lawrence Market. It should be open today, but I don't believe it'll be open tomorrow. And this is the temporary Northern Market that houses the Farmers Market and an Antiques Market. The new building for that is almost ready to open. I think that would have been open earlier today. not, it would have been opened yesterday. Welcome to Market Street. Family Days on Market Street every Thursday in July and August, 12 to 3 p.m. Welcome to just one of two pedestrianized streets downtown, here in Bel-Air Street in Yorkville. Canada's oldest professional mystic. This is such an awesome neighborhood. I'm just a few minutes away from the bar and patio, and it is 4:29. My timing impeccable. Straight ahead is Berksey Park. I'd say I could continue the tradition of going on streets and laneways I haven't yet covered on this channel before, but I have been up that laneway. Here is Say What. And I believe to get to the patio, I gotta do it from the reverse side. There's the Flatiron Building.
Pero está bien.
Excuse me, sir, do you have any interest in appearing at the end of a walking YouTube video? Well, kind of late for that. Anyways, let me wrap this up. I have located the target. This is a gentleman who will be treating me to a copious amount of drinks and food. Thank you for that, sir. All right, I'm gonna put the camera away, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below if you wish to support what I do on YouTube. There's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. All right, we'll let this gentleman here finish the video. Yoink. Do you go in the back?